What's going on, everybody? It is Low Kick Online kicking off April with Street Fighter V. As usual, it's going to be me on the mic, also on the stream, but not on the sticks this time because I learned the lesson the hard way. But I'm joined by the fantastic, the knowledgeable, lovely, and a person that I actually call one of my close friends, Monty. What's going on, man? How are you, dude?
Howdy, man. I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be here. I got the Pfizer vaccine today, so that's kicking my ass, and I get to watch some of my good buddies kick some ass in Street Fighter too.
Hell yeah!
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you got vaccinated. Hopefully, you're not gonna be like sniffling or anything like that anytime soon. Hopefully, you're gonna be like staying strong through it, because I know that a lot of the vaccine, as fortunate as everybody is, it's been kind of like, you know, giving them the hampering. But afterwards, they feel great. They feel confident. Some are feeling a little too confident going outside and not wearing masks and stuff like that. Please don't be doing that, Monty. I know you better.
It's gonna turn me into like the Incredible Hulk of Street Fighter V. And I'm gonna start pulling up in these brackets, just swinging with Abigail or something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna come back to Ignite looking like Abigail. It's gonna make me Canadian.
Small head. It's just the small head. It literally just shrinks your head. Oh man, but
for sure. But I'm excited. I mean, we were talking about it just a second ago. Like I looked over, like I saw this bracket earlier today, and there are more than a handful of names in here that I feel like I'm very, very excited to see play under a low kick. Yeah.
We were mentioning before, we got a big bracket today, bigger than usual, which is really nice. But a lot of people that we don't regularly see, like we're seeing a lot of new names. I remember you mentioning we've got Black End Galaxy in here, Endgamer 3K, who's a regular stop for Low Kick Online. I'm always excited to see him here. Soul VNG, new name here. Wan Chan and Tortilla Jones are new. But we also have Flower Man, if you're aware, from Grand Blue fame, and Under Night player as well. They stopping by here. Isaiah as well. Blooming Lotus stopping in, also from Grand Blue. Man, what's going on with Grand Blue?
I'm excited. Yeah, handful of Grand Blue players. I mean, I was gonna mention Seth in that too. I don't know. It's weird to call Seth a Grand Blue player in my mind, but 100% like he has made his name there and he has really cemented it, right?
Yeah.
Like in my mind, still just being somebody who knew him from Street Fighter, like that this is still his old stomping ground, right? Yeah, and I mean he's gonna start us off here too as well.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have the stream kick off with the set series and the Flower Man set. Set series. Yeah, he's been spending so much time in Grand Blue, and I know that he's been praising the series a lot, praising the game a lot. He feels most comfortable in that game. I think it's just because of the way that he's able to play Ladiva. He's a super strong Ladiva. I think one of the best Ladivas in the Midwest at the very least, if not the best Ladiva in the Midwest. And a lot of the Grand Blue stuff comes from just like comfort, being able to play confidently, and you know what's important, being able to like kind of sit back and forth between games or like bounce around between games, is you're able to take some things from other games into, you're able to take things from one game to another. So I'm kind of excited to see what Seth is going to bring to the table here.
It's like when you play multiple characters in a game, you start like patching up holes that you didn't know existed yet, right? So this is going to be just in seeing Cody versus Poison. I mean, I'm expecting Seth to just try to stick onto Flower Man like Blue here, right? We're seeing the V skill 2, the sway, and the V trigger 2. So I'm going to expect these to be explosive rounds. Right?
Yeah,
and I think that's this type of play that Seth really, really likes to push himself into as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice, get back there, regain corner control. That's going to be huge as well. The big thing to me about Cody, especially with a character like Poison, is you have to control your resources really well and be prepared to have V reversal or V shift at any point, right?
Yeah.
All of that pressure that we just saw there, right? Ooh. If you can get a V reversal to get out of that, then you don't take the really messed up situation after the command grab there. V shift to avoid the command grab mix up, right?
It's the same situation over on Poison's side of the screen, however, too. As long as she's holding on to that V-trigger defensively, she can shut out Cody a lot. Oh, goes for the neutral jump to actually bait the EX Zonk, which is pretty smart there. You know, trying to shut down EX Zonk pressure, which is one of Cody's, if not his strongest tool, especially for approaches in neutral. Shutting that out completely and making him spend those bars. Cody without meter is much less of a threat.
Both of these characters, I think, if they can establish a advantage on V meter economy, they have such reliable access to plus frames that Like right there's a perfect example with the EX mid heart rate. That if they're able to force the other to not be able to V-reversal, it's a really strong position.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, it's not even V-reversal isn't telling the story really. It's just Seth controlling a lot of space, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's when Seth pipes up. I think at that very point, once he had Flowerman in the corner, it was more or less like, you know, continuing to put out buttons and space him out. Caught him twice with the crouch fierce. Just whether he's buffering or whether he's just like owning that space, that's the one thing that you kind of have to do to make sure that Poison's not going to steal her turn back or already get some momentum.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to panic about overextending. If the opponent's back to the wall, you can see Seth stands at that, like, kind of the pipe crouch fierce range pretty far. You can see him right here, right? You're trying to, like, standing under the timer when the opponent's in the corner, right? So that if they jump, you're able to catch them. Nice right there. You saw the Poison Crouch Medium Punch, one of the best anti-airs in the game still. But if somebody jumps at you from far away and they empty jump, or if they do a really late button, they can catch it for a punish. And Seth knows that, and he got away with it right there. Nice punish on the V-shift. One hit here for kill. Yep. Counter hit crouch. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, the throw finishes out.
Yeah, it doesn't ever actually take the conversion. Just probably, I don't know if he dropped it or decided to just go for the walk-up throw, but either way.
Yep. No worries. Either way, we'll call it meter build.
Yeah.
Optimal meter build is to drop and get the throw.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yeah, look at, like, Seth is kind of just chilling, it feels like. Like, he is comfortable committing just down back here and just waiting for Flowerman to jump, right?
Yeah. There's no
he would have got the shimmy, but he's just too far.
Oh, blocks the overhead.
Nice punish.
Holds that. What a shimmy. Yeah, I think Seth is definitely just not... He doesn't feel the need to overextend or doesn't feel the need to kind of, like, go ham. Just take that small lead, sit pretty, holding down back. But now Flowerman popping the V trigger, just burning him down just a little bit. That was a lot of damage just off.
Look at how much damage that throw just did.
Yeah.
Just got like 300 on a throw, but one command grab here is scary. Won't get it, but gets the kill anyway off the counter hit.
Yeah, no need for the command grab.
Yeah, that felt like just simple and steady by Seth through that whole thing.
Damn, GG's.
Yeah, I think I talked about it a little bit at the start, but just trying to me, one of the biggest pieces of fighting Cody is if they have V-Trigger 2, just trying to make sure that you just don't get a sequence ran on you, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I talked a lot about the V-meter economy, right? But, like, especially if you have a strike reversal, using a chunk of your V-Trigger, right? One bar of V-meter, especially if you have a 2-bar V-Trigger, to try and just make sure that EX Zonk never starts anything if he has V-Trigger is huge, right? And if you can force by burning EX meter, and you can try and force him into Cody into burning his own V reversal to force himself out of that pressure, and you can delay his V trigger by even a little bit, it's massively strong, right? Like those type of defensive interactions, I think are worth so much against Cody. It's like fighting against the V trigger 1 Laura, right? Where if you can get her to V reversal or in the Kali, it's so valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, understanding how, like, really owning your opponent's offense is paramount in Street Fighter V, but when Cody, who's so reliant on meter economy, like, he's super reliant on, you know, managing his V-trigger, managing his just a single bar of EX, understanding that and kind of getting him to crack and use that V-reversal or, you know, spend that EX meter, like, without reward, then you're kind of able to seize momentum pretty immediately. Poison less so, I would want to say, just because Poison has EX medium heart rate doesn't mean that that's like the tool that she needs to be using, because she can still do a lot from the mid screen. She can still do a lot to shut out Cody and kind of just like take a lead and then hold it. But and then her V trigger is, despite how much damage it can do, like, which is an exponential amount of damage, it's not like it's more or less like you're using that as a comeback tool for sure. So for set series, if he's going to like get Flowerman or for Cody to, or for anybody really to get Poison to spend her V meter, it's the same situation. But I feel like it's less punishing on that end because of how integral Pipe is to Cody's game plan.
100%. And I think this season too, like, I think you've started to see a lot more V-Trigger 1 Cody show up as well. And I think those are those to me feel like two very different paced styles of Cody. So I think even if you're used to fighting that character, it can kind of be a little bit scary. Like, there's so many ways for him to play now that are just really explosive, right?
Yeah.
Still might not be the best character in the game, right? Doesn't need to be. But, like, it's tough. It is painful to make mistakes against him.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say that a lot of what the V-Trigger 1 other Cody's taking V-Trigger 1 is to kind of like have some stronger tools for that neutral, you know, like be able to enforce more plus frames, you know,
Yeah,
just tell them,
that's the big part I was gonna
tell
say.
anybody you get more plus frames and then their pants come off and then they just like lock right in. So I would think that makes sense for those Cody players to take. So I don't know how it would be in that specific matchup, in the poison matchup.
Yep.
But
I mean,
it's really just from lack
I don't
of
even
data.
think. I think that was a smooth enough match that the V-Trigger choice wasn't even necessarily a make or break at any point, right?
Yeah.
I think Flowerman struggled to keep Seth out, and Seth kind of sat in this just close enough range, right, where buttons like Poison, Crouch, Heavy Punch become really, really scary to use.
Yeah.
But next we have ZJ Mack and Blooming Lotus, so most likely I think, I'm about to be completely wrong, but I think probably see Falk and Carrot. I know Isaiah Blooming Lotus has been playing a lot of Carrot in the past few days.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of been doing a world tour of the cast, trying to figure out who he likes and dislikes.
Yeah, Royal Heart kind of been bouncing around the cast right now. He's been talking in the Street Fighter Discord, getting a lot of love and a lot of insight from you and from most of the people. He's playing around with Vega quite a bit, playing with Monat, Poison, even before that. So, yeah, looks like he's going to bust out the Karen for the sake of this set here. Which I think is I think it makes sense for him specifically. Poison did as well. Pretty straightforward character, able to control neutral from many different ranges, but with how Karen does relatively similar things from up close and is a lot more footsie oriented, but she can still be extremely explosive while retaining that reward, you know.
Yeah, it is definitely Isaiah's style of character too. Maybe not just in the game plan, but in like almost the aesthetics, right?
Yeah, almost.
I feel like she is rich and she just makes you eat shit.
Yeah.
That's like 100% there. All right. Yeah. Oh, big counter hit confirm off there right now. But even this is fine, right? I was talking before about the power of having that corner. Not gonna get it back, but let's see if Isaiah is ready for the overhead out of V-Trigger to Falk right here.
Yeah.
Because I know ZJ Mack really likes this V-Trigger, especially since it has been getting pretty consistently buffed. I mean, Falk this season, I think, is a threat. She's tough to fight. That air fireball became exceptional.
Admittedly, the only true downside to this V-Trigger is the activation point. It is a 2-bar.
Yep.
It has explosive damage. It has mix. You know, it's got plus frames when you are doing the overhead option and your opponent doesn't react. I think that it is still a very solid V-Trigger, very rewarding if you're able to like get those proper guesses. I think the downside outside of the activation actually is the fact that you kind of you are doing offensive guesses. But continuing to like play that mid-range and get the reward off of your own buttons instead of brute forcing your way in with mix-ups, we'll see a lot of different reward. Oh, didn't get the conversion there, but there we go.
If I'm ZJ Mack here, I'm paying a lot of attention to the fact that Blooming Lotus seems pretty comfortable with it and dashing.
Yeah.
I am 100% getting buttonsy with things like stand medium kick and stand fierce, right? I'm trying to stop forward motion here, and I'm not yet super afraid of getting my limbs hit.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's one of
in the
Falk's...
corner. This is the same situation we saw at the start of last round. Counter hit confirm off the crouch strong. This will not be stunned, but it's one throw for the round here.
Oh my...
It's the DP and still alive though. Nice overhead. Build a little bit of meter. Back throw.
Okay.
Forward throw. Good enough.
Yeah, I think that one thing that ZJ Mack is going to be struggling with is the lack of lows to catch any sort of walk back situation, or rather just the lack of big conversions from those lows, you know? Like crouch medium kick will do you fine, it's serviceable enough, but you're not going to get like combo off of that. Already has
him. Oh, the EX. Oh, missed it. Would have gotten the stun off of that too. Now he's in the corner. This is scary, right? The whole momentum. You could just feel it switch.
Yeah.
Using V reversal. Push back into the center of the screen. Falk is still comfortable here. Can't jump at her.
Okay.
Still alive. We take that forward throw. We're all right with it.
Oh, nice with the swing.
Okay,
I don't think this is...
Still alive after this.
Yeah.
We have V-Trigger still up. Royal Heart has V-Shift and V-Reversal still. Can comfortably escape here. There's the overhead. Took the plus frames. Tried to throw.
Super
dangerous. I mean, it's... Oh, there it is. I was about to say it's one touch and the forward heavy punch crush counters again. That's what I'm talking about. You see he was trying to use the EX command dash right there?
Yeah.
He had done, I think, twice in round one. And that's the type of thing of like, you have to if you want to extend through a space like that, like this is kind of the theory with dashes too, is you have to first enforce it, right? So if Zach here is unafraid to hit buttons and to exist in that space, then you really cannot have your hurt box exist in that space yet, right? You have to stop him from putting his hitboxes there before you can move in through it. Nice punish on the Karen sweep. That's another thing that got a little bit nerfed this patch, I think. Late on the DP, almost gets a full jump in combo, but drops it there.
Oh, he's getting really risky. He just wants to like push him forward just a little bit into the corner.
That's two for two on those dive kicks. I actually think if ZJ Max starts using those consistently in pressure, I don't know that Isaiah has a response for it yet.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
I mean,
look at how commanding these buttons feel right now.
Yeah, just because of the way that Isaiah wants to approach. Oh, man. Oh, that could have definitely, if he did the down punch conversion, the one that crosses up, definitely could have found a kill there. But...
Got it off the throw.
Yep, got it off the
throw. That's one round for Blooming Lotus in game 2. Ooh, started the DP up, but actually went under him and got hit anyway. That conversion is so cool and so brutal.
Yeah.
Karen makes it hurt. Oh, hit down strong instead of crouch fierce there, I think. EX is not going to stun, but one throw is scary here.
Oh,
nice.
No.
That's what I was saying. There's the dive kick again. It's blood in the water for ZJ Mac right now. Put him into the corner and got the shimmy with the overhead.
Oh, but couldn't
Still got out of it. The V reversal burned down stun a little bit, so we're back to even here. Yeah, see, so he's air throw from Falk. Interesting. We saw Isaiah try to dash up in that space before, so I'm looking for that right now. Right, I'm looking for this horizontal movement.
Okay, there
Nice. Was playing really patient because of the stand heavy kick activation coming out.
Caught him.
Low forward. Caught him walking.
Yeah, caught him
That's
walking.
1-1.
Nice. Tying it up. Yeah, definitely Isaiah getting a little bit more control there. I want to say that was the second time that, like in a row, that Blooming Lotus was able to catch ZJ Mac walking back, just with that, like throwing out that crouch medium kick in the block string too. I want to say that maybe ZJ Mac was like thinking he was just outside of that range, but he got caught twice with that string, so hopefully he's able to recognize that situation. Really unfortunate that there were some drop conversions on his end of the screen too, but finally blowing the bubble.
Yeah, big. Oh, again, that down strong has gotten jumped twice, and that's a huge opening to get against Falk, right?
Yeah.
Now you're in the corner. We've seen this situation play out, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah. It's gonna be
And
dangerous.
almost always we get right next to stun, and then he fights out of it. Look at that. Oh, nice. Okay, DP'd the overhead. We'll take that 100%. Get the stun down a little bit. EX, and it kills.
Okay.
Not enough. Not enough.
All right. Close to be set point for Blooming Lotus.
I mean, Isaiah flipped this around pretty quick, I feel.
I agree.
We saw a lot of weakness around giving up at the corner before and getting hit, giving it up, but that didn't happen that last round. Let's see if he holds it. Back into mid-screen.
Ooh, no buffer.
Big
though.
stand fierce hit,
No
knocked behind it.
confirm.
Alright, he's dashing a lot again, right? So Zach's going to start getting a little bit more buttonsy and neutral. Gets hit by the low forward, though. It's back to the old familiar situation here, right? Falk's back is the wall. Trying to fight his way out of it.
Crush counter. Ooh. Okay, meets him in the air. Solid. But yeah, still, Isaiah has no answer.
There's the dive kick.
No answer.
Activation is on deck for Royal Heart, so you need to be careful about stand heavy kick activation and sweep activation. Those control so much space where Karen might not control the space normally.
Yeah.
Watch the buttons that Isaiah picks right here. Activation, low forward. Okay. Taking it safe. He's gonna do another low forward and keep it going. Yup, and
that's
hits.
super.
Super. That's very dead.
That's definitely dead. Do I give him the number? There it is. Okay, for sure.
I was kind of being silent right there because I wanted to be 100% sure.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't gonna change the score quite yet. I was gonna be like, hold on now.
Yep.
But yeah, unfortunately, there it is. ZJ Mac gonna move down into the loser side. Isaiah gonna move forward. Really solid play, taken to the character really early. I want to say that he's understanding her quite well, quite early on. I don't know. I think that everything that he now has to learn from this point is mostly matchup stuff, because the only thing that I could see that he faulted there, where he had some good knowledge of the matchup, where it's like, yes, there is a gap between, you know, when Falk wants to press a heavy button like sweep into the overhead, V-trigger 2 overhead, knowing how to space properly against the bubbles, which he did twice. I can see that there's some familiarity there, but probably just like understanding that the aerial situation with that dive kick, I can understand that's really intimidating. So maybe incorporating a lot more anti-airs or using her other anti-air options, or trying to shut her out, characters out from the air. would probably be a
Yep.
challenge for Karen
Yep.
in general.
The name of the game there for Lotus over ZJ Mack was look forward, right? The amount of times that at spacings where like you weren't forced into walking back, like at spacings where you're not scared of walking back away from throw, we probably saw 4 or 5 crouch medium kicks hit when Karen was in V-Trigger 1.
Yeah.
And that's a really scary time because Karen's in V-Trigger 1, you're not really asking a big confirm of her on that low forward, right?
Yeah.
But you can just get hit by the Rekka at any point there, and we saw that decide really multiple rounds through that, right? I think the big thing to understand in fighting Isaiah and fighting Blooming Lotus here is like, I hope he has this muted because I don't want him to hear me saying anything nice about him. He has like an exceptional fighting game understanding such that I think if you try to play at his pace, you'll find yourself getting lynched, right? And you can see like the conversions and the counter hit conversions there might be rough around the edges, but he kept getting them. He kept catching him walking back, or he kept catching him getting like space control, getting him right into the corner, holding him there for a bit. Even if he wasn't getting the stun, keeping him really, really, really close towards it and forcing ZJ Mack to extend just a little bit defensively, right?
Yeah.
And like those type of things, I think you might not expect until you're starting to get run over by them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Isaiah definitely is coming well into Street Fighter V, and his understanding of like bouncing from character to character. Like you're gonna be taking, like I was saying earlier at the beginning, like bouncing from game to game. You're gonna be learning things from those, and then taking it to where you eventually settle and land. It's good for you to take knowledge from all those different sources and then culminate it into one character, right? Or into one specific place.
Yeah.
And I think that Isaiah, with his experience in other games and his experience with bouncing around between those different characters, like he played Vega for a chunk, he played Poison for a chunk, played Minot for a chunk, for him to kind of understand how Street Fighter V operates under those conditions and with those characters, it's seeing it shine a lot on Karen, who plays an outlandishly good ground game, and understanding that with his other characters, I think that he's just translating well to it. So
yeah, 100%. We touched on it a bit, but like I think there is such a sweet spot in playing multiple characters that exists between, if you only play one, it is, I think, generally the best to try to overcome plateaus, right? In that like you're never going to suddenly switch to another character that you think is stronger or easier or whatever, and overall just leap past somewhere that you're really hard stuck, right? But at the same time, there really is something to be said about seeing the game through multiple lenses. And especially when you look at a character like maybe Minot, who's like a real oddball character, like way out there. Or Vega is a good example too.
Absolutely.
You compare them to someone like Karen, who, to me, Karen has a really, really traditionally structured offense for this game. Like, more often you are going to be playing, you know, buttons, throws, shimmies, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to start playing into how you're delaying that, and you're going to start understanding how the opponent is trying to walk away out of your throws and when your lows need to come in at different timings, and things like that are going to start informing how you become a better player. And then you compare that to a character like Vega or like Minot is a crazy one who has an entirely separately structured offense, right? And might not necessarily play in any similar way, and might be focusing so much more on, like, Minot's classic example is the sandwiches with the orbs, right?
Yeah.
These weird like off center win conditions, right? Just like really, really strange stuff. But of all the like weird characters I think that I see people pick up and I'm not excited about, Honda is probably number one.
100%. Oh my god.
Like,
here's the thing. Like, I want to say I'm so in between with how Honda is perceived and how Honda is. I feel as though Ramsey made a video himself about.
I've watched it like 4 times. I'm still ass against this character.
Yeah, I think that those are extremely viable and extremely well thought out. And well applied points, easily applicable points, but it's like this character is still so hard to deal with.
Yeah, he's very, very punishing. I mean, you can see it right there. So a key thing that, speaking of that Ramsey video, the big thing to watch for versus Honda is the way that headbutt punishes work for your character with standing and with crouching. So the first one you saw endgamer stand blocked, you're actually a little bit closer there. Whereas the crouching one, you're a little bit further away, right? So a lot of characters cannot punish it if it is blocked crouching. pressed after the EX headbutt, right? Took the EX butt slam. Stayed same size, was plus, but was so far away that you whiffed, and Endgamer got a big activation off of that.
Yeah.
It's one hit to super here, right? It's one hit to super with V Trigger 2. Actually, I just noticed.
Yeah, he took V Trigger 2 perhaps to deal with hands, like so that way Ramsey doesn't autopilot hands and has to be a lot more
even
conscious.
in response to like butt slam or headbutt, right? Because you could probably use it in the gap between the 2 hits of the EX butt slam. Right?
Yeah, because we noticed
that Honda V skill 2 is deadly. Also, we could see a big hit come out here. Something like a down forward heavy kick hits, it's going to be brutal.
Absolutely.
I mean, you probably saw the clip from Ramsey. I mean, from High Fight just this past week of Ramsey deleting Rob TV's Karen in 2 counter hits with Honda. Right?
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
full health, like it's nuts. You can die like this.
Just like this. Yeah.
Hands. Watch the super. Oh,
that's gotta be a dead Karen for sure.
Dude, you know what? Like weird. I feel like this is a sentence I've been throwing out there. People have been like super confused about it. I was watching a lot of sumo last month.
Oh, wow, really?
Which is dude. There's channels in Twitch that just live stream it late at night, and it's kind of sick. Which is like really, it's hard to weigh that in my mind against how not cool Honda is. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, damn, sumo is actually so cool. And then I get in this game and somebody picks one of the dustiest characters in the game against me, and it's like...
It's probably like the one instance where the video game version of the real thing is actually not cooler than the real thing.
Yeah, not at all.
That's so weird. I mean, I've got questions about sumo, dude. Is hands a thing? Do they do
Yeah,
it?
It 100% is. It 100% is, dude.
That's
like,
sick.
Because you can, like... legit, like, you can slap the opponent and they'll do the hands to like push away at each other or arms around to avoid grip. It is nuts. I mean, the flying headbutt isn't quite a thing, but
Whack.
dude, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Every other month, so the next one will be in May. They're kind of nuts. The other thing, just as a quick point out here, we keep mentioning that Ramsey video, which I think is a great watch to anybody who struggles to fight Honda, because unless you really know and have researched how to fight this character, you're probably fighting him wrong. Yeah. Right? The hands is another massive thing. Both hands and headbutts have very, very variable frame data depending on which strength it was. If you cannot recognize that, it is brutal.
A lot of
if you can't tell what headbutt it is from the noise, you're never going to get your punishes.
That's dead.
This looks like dead. Bonk, yup.
Splat. Yeah, and I mean, those variable strengths are mostly defined by the audio cues, and I know that a lot of players who kind of, put the headphones in or they turn stuff off.
With headbutt, yep.
Yeah, it's with headbutt and it's hard to recognize with butt slam too, but definitely with the butt slam. I mean, you're not really going to see Hondas do non-EX butt slam.
Oh, this is brutal.
This might be... Oh.
Okay, so one hit right there would have been stun afterwards. It would have been the reset and a command grab or a throw or whatever else would have stunned and killed. But we're back into mid-screen now. Endgamer takes the position back. Has a pretty good chunk of resources on deck, too.
Yeah, Endgamer has to be very careful with how Ramsey wants to spend his meter, because that is one touch for super and to death. And
are we going to see the V-Trigger 2 at all?
I mean, if he gets a conversion, it might be... Or now
it's one hit and lights out here.
Yeah, now with V trigger or V skill 2 on deck, now it is one hit and lights out. For sure.
Yeah.
He can spend that meter however he wants. As long as he's got the V trigger 2 bar still active, it probably is dead.
Every one of those down forward heavy kicks is a gun right now.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
If any of those hit,
okay.
But nothing out of it.
Plus frames, bust out. Smart. I really like that decision. I 100% agree. No, did you see the V trigger ran out and he decides to EX dash in because he knows that a lot of the threat is gone. Now
that was the counter conversion, the stand medium kick there because it was at max range, but still didn't kill. But it just hit cross up. If he had the V trigger right there, he would have gotten the parry, but the V trigger ran out ages ago. That is so sad to see.
I wonder if that was like misinput on. You didn't see counter hit. It was just cross up.
No, he was just a hit.
He probably just didn't block it. But I mean, was V shift available? Was EXDP available? Oh, I don't even know.
Even if you V shift that, you still don't get a punish. If you V-shift the part of butt slam where he comes down, the second hit, you will just head home. Honda will go off to like the other side of the screen, and you'll just feel like an idiot.
Wow,
right?
Damn, that is butt cheeks.
If you V-shift the first hit of it, I'm pretty sure you can get a fat punish. I think I've seen that like a proof of concept with it for Vega.
Uh-huh.
But that's like almost full on read, right? You have to be expecting like, okay, he tries to EX butt slam to steal his turn back right here, right? Like that type of thing. Crouch Fierce, so Destructive's gonna be coming in here. Let's see who he's up against first. Tortilla Jones, who's a Rashid player. I know of him through I don't know if I've ever played him. I know of him through Josh, through Lizardman,
yeah.
Which says like Lizardman definitely somebody who knows all the Rashids, but like I never know what to expect. Right?
Yeah.
If he's just like, oh yeah, I know this guy, he's a Rashid player, and I'm like, oh no, dude, am I about to see throw tech into a forward jump, dive kick plus on block, Lizardman shenanigans?
There's a difference, right? Oh yeah, he plays Rashid versus he's a Rashid player. So it's like, and especially coming from Josh's mouth, like you always seem to expect the worst.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
So I mean, we'll see if he's got many of the Rashid shenanigans. But the thing is, a lot of the Rashids are extremely expressive and extremely unique with the way that they take their V systems, especially. I think that's the one way that you can identify if this Rashid is somebody to respect and understand if they're going to play like a nut or if they're going to play kind of quote unquote solid neutral. We may meme about it, but you know, a lot of Rashids, you know, they can use their buttons quite well. So I would want to say that Lizardman can play a mixture of both, but a lot of the I almost said a lot of the Lizardmans, a lot of the Rashids that you see online, with significant nerfs, I want to say, to V skill 2. You're probably going to see a little bit more tame. And mellowed out.
It's probably going to be V skill 1, but the V triggers are so variable depending on player matchup and character matchup, right? And just like how you feel. I mean, a good example for that is just like generally I see Josh take V trigger 1, right? The tornado as opposed to the little tornadoes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how if it's a Urian or if it's Zeku from Destructive here, and then we'll see what the response is from Tortilla Jones.
Yeah, I would say it probably would make more sense to take Zeku, I would want to say. Because if it is a VSCO 1 Rashid, then you can eliminate a lot of the... Because I'm pretty... Correct me if I'm wrong, that can even go under the egg, right? Big egg fireball? Ignorant Thunder?
Maybe. Oh, you're talking about... Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure. The thing I'm thinking about when I think of that matchup, Rashid versus Zeku has a really, really, like... There's one big light that flips on in my brain about it. Like, you know, Monkey sees action neuron activation. To me is seeing a Zeku V-Trigger 2. Because Zeku V-Trigger 2 is actually one of the best responses in the game to Rashid corner pressure, specifically to Whirlwind Shot. Because the second you see it, you tap it in the gap, and you will just smoke the Whirlwind Shot
you
pressure,
vanish.
and you'll take the corner back. And it is like... It is for a while when there was a lot of conversation around like, is Zeku V-Trigger 2 good? Should you ever take it, etc., etc. For a long time, I saw people using like, no, you should always pick V-Trigger 1 and then an asterisk. And the asterisk would be like, except against Rashid, right? Or except against certain styles of Rashids, right? Where it's like, it was a very, very specific, like, this situation, it is such a dominant single button tool. That's the big thing to point out there, right? Because you can forward jump out of some whirlwind shot pressure, but like, there is a lot more, as goofy as it sounds, like almost quick response required to transition to jump after recognizing the situation than there is to go, oh, there it is, and boom, V-trigger, right?
Yeah.
And you got it, and it's clean, it hits, and you've switched sides, and now Rashid's the one in the corner, right?
Yeah, for you to like build that muscle memory, I'm sure it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of matchup against that Zeku for Rashid to kind of like understand and break that out of their habit, out of their offensive habit. Because Whirlwind Shot, if EX Whirlwind Shot especially, is like an integral tool to Rashid offense and corner lockdown. So with a simple tool like that, with a one button shutdown like that, it can take a lot of conditioning for you to remove it.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to remove from your. Not saying this any bad way, but offensive flowchart, right? It is a bad thing to space out of your like, this is the standard route that I go to if I want to get my plus frames back, right? But we could also, I mean, Destructive has been picking Urian against Lizardman as far as I'm aware, right?
Yeah.
At least in the past few weeks of tournaments. So we could just as well see Urian versus Rashid either way. I know the one big thing about Destructive that I've seen is that instantly, like immediately, I feel like it took him maybe a week after the patch, it felt like, and he already had a strong and consistent response against the new patch Rashid wall jump shenanigans. games, right?
Yeah.
Is if you watch, one of the biggest things to note if you watch Destructive versus Lizardman is Josh has to really, really reel in the way that he plays off that wall jump, right? Because Destructive specifically not only will not let him do that, but will anti-air him for it. And then because of that new like the change that just came in this season where certain like wall jumps, for example, give you that juggle state
big
if
juggle,
you counter hit somebody out of them.
100%.
You will see, Destructive will not only anti-air him with whatever it is, like Urian stand heavy kick or something, but then will also get a full conversion out of it. And like Urian is one of those characters that like if you give him, I mean, it's literally Destructive CFN. If you give him his crouch fierce, like you might have given him the round. If he has Aegis on deck and you're in corner, you're gonna deal with the EX tackle, close Aegis, forward medium punch is gonna reset you, and like you're just gonna eat. V shift will not save you, right? Like you are just gonna struggle.
Absolutely. And I want to say, like, even if he does already have V trigger activated, I want to say maybe even if he activates V trigger beforehand, right? Like he reacts to the jump. If he's going to try and do a wall bounce and then he pops V-trigger preemptively, then that damage from that combo could be explosive as well. I think that's an option, in theory, right? I would want to say he can do something like that.
I think Destructive is the type of player, too, to me that, like, if I try something and I know it's a little bit fake and I get away with it, that immediately, like, all right, that thing that I just did, after that day of playing it, that thing goes in the trash. I never get to do it again against him. Because I know that he is going to go, and he's not going to just practice whatever setup for it. Is that, like, he will hit that setup on me if I give him the chance again. Right? It is not that, like, he will go and he'll sit in training mode and he'll discover whatever crazy optimal thing, but I have full faith that he will discover this punish for it, and he'll immediately smoke me with it.
Exactly.
Situation. That to me is so much scarier than like, you know, you hit somebody with the same fake setup twice, and they're like, oh, I labbed that, I can do this and this in that situation. And like you're sitting there and like Rashid's still on the windscreen, so you're like, yeah, but you didn't, right? Like the difference between those two things is huge. And I think that Destructive's the type of player that like if you give him the chance, if you show him like, hey, this is what I got away with, and this is what I'm gonna win with, you cannot do that again. Right? You have to tighten up. There we go. Tortilla Jones comes into the lobby. Nice.
Here we go. I think he's also playing in Casa. That's what it is. So he's got the double competition.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think Lizardman might be too.
Yeah, I feel like I feel
Lizardman,
bad
who is
because like they're on every Friday and we're on Fridays, and like I always want to be like, damn it, if you guys are playing in both, like it's more than fine. Like don't hold up your Casa run for us. Casa's, I mean, there's so much competition in Casa as well. There's another East Coast one, so it's like
exceptional people.
Yeah, they're fantastic guys. I always want to like try working with them or something like that. I had a chance for House Party, but House Party ended up not falling through, but it was a fun event regardless. I wish I joined. Oh man, did you join?
I don't think so. I don't think I was around.
Oh, okay.
I think I also like
Monty, do you compete anymore?
What's up?
Do you compete anymore?
Not really. I mean, but also I say in an online tournament online tournaments are frustrating.
I agree.
It is hard to grind them, right? And I think that's been a big thing. Like I've been playing a little bit again, and being frustrated just playing ranked, trying to get back into the swing of Colleen. Dude. I kind of want to try Rose. I mean, I know you're going to be on that train too.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be patiently awaiting on Thursday to see it. But I am like, I don't know that I'll probably enter much for the rest of quarantine. I don't know that I've entered almost anything during it.
Yeah.
But when things come back, I'll be around. That's the plan. Oh, gives up the corner off the back throw. This is huge. Like these are game-defining things to happen, right?
Yeah.
Getting put into the corner is horrifying.
Yeah, now we'll see how Tortilla Jones wants to find an escape.
Oh, nice. Stole a bar and meter him, counter hitting out of the EX.
Oh, just ate that hand, dude.
The space light tackle. V-trigger 2.
Tried to chase down in the air. Pretty good reaction for him to do so, and now he's rolling him down into the corner. But no, finds that low forward. It's going to be a big damage conversion. Reset. Oh, hits the toes. He might be dead here. Okay, no.
EX might have killed. Oh, but gets the throw out anyway off the shimmy.
Yeah, that was a really risky decision to not spend that meter, because Tortilla Jones, one stray hit, one good confirm could have definitely spelled the round for him.
I mean, he was right at super too.
Absolutely, yeah. could have been dangerous, but
A little bit of pressure to
got
get
it
forward.
regardless. So we'll see how Tortilla Jones responds.
A lot of meter coming out on EX one shot, but if you get the corner and you get some throws, it's very worth it. A very notable thing against Destructive, I feel like here also is just you have to convince him to tech a throw.
Yeah.
He will never do your work conditioning him for you. But he's getting locked down right now. This is dead.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Really,
What a
like-
return fire by Tortilla Jones.
Yeah, if ever you wanted to see a round that convinces you that meter is soluble in Street Fighter V, we saw, what, 4 EX Whirlwind shots there, and
Yeah.
Tortilla Jones goes into this round still with 2 bars, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like,
Imagine if he had not spent any EX and had waited that whole round out and had just basically burned 2 for free. Oh, and back flipped around on the domination here, right? Completely switched.
is this gonna land?
Super. I don't think this kills.
It does. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
I
dude,
mean,
what is this?
you know
Alright,
what?
Uri's the best character in the game. Number 1 Honda, number 2 Uri, and I'm gone.
It would have definitely hit it because I just remembered as I said that also OTG. So it would have hit him
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was gonna kill. I thought it would be scaled so much that it wouldn't.
Yeah.
That was like,
50%
that
scaling is still a lot of scaling, you know?
oh
Or
yeah,
it's like,
that was brutal.
Yeah, or-
like I was still talking about how meter and like it being valuable, but it goes
Meter.
fast and comes back fast. And
Get-
Destructive already had 1 on the board.
I mean, that's true. In this game, meter builds lightning fast. It drops like candy here, but everybody is able to just like, it plays into the game's like innately
punish.
offensive pressure. Or
We're back
innately,
in the left corner again. I mean, this has been the story of the day.
yeah, corner for corner, basically in every instance. Like most of it has been
Gotta
spent.
avoid getting back thrown here like you were before, but this is alright, this is alright. He's fighting his way back. You're okay with it. Like, my general, like, oh, you have to stop these knee drops, right?
Yeah, it's real scary.
Can't mash V-shift there because that's exactly what happens. If you try to mash a V-shift off any
What?
activate...
That was a nice hit.
Okay, oh, he tried to bait out throw with light headbutt there.
Okay.
Okay, I like that V-shift, or V-reversal. He's dead?
He's dead. Wow.
Oh, that's insane. I didn't think you'd get a crouch fierce off. I should have known. Crouch fierce to get a crouch fierce off the V-skill 2 fireball.
Definitely tried it.
What I was gonna say before is, big crush counter there, back to the corner. This is scary.
EX mixer out?
Defensively, Tortilla Jones is really having a rough one right now, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Those stand fierces are constantly hitting from Tortilla Jones, but it's hard to feel this like on the back foot here like this constantly. Even if you're getting some good hits out in neutral like that stand medium kick activation. Let's take him to the corner and see what comes out of this, right?
Yep. Okay.
Hold this pressure, start some throw offense
Decides
here.
not to hold anything. EX headbutt out. Back into the mid screen, slowing things down.
We're
Just-
about a hit or 2 away from Aegis, though, and that's what's going to define this round, right?
Yeah.
If Aegis comes out and gets something big, that's GG.
Yeah,
but
but-
if he can weather the storm, I mean, he's in a winning position.
Yeah, full
He
meter
being
over
Tortilla
on
Jones there.
Tortilla Jones' side. However he wants to spend it, whether it's just for damage conversion or something into critical art, that's going to be something dangerous for Destructive.
You have to be careful, too. You can't jump around. I mean, if you neutral jump, you're dead to Aegis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to throw it out sometime soon. 30 seconds down. Oh, he tried it. It was just too far, though. Okay, this is a good position, right? This is a really good position for Tortilla Jones, I think.
Yeah, now...
You have 2 throws left of health in the round. You don't have to give it to him, but you can just, if you get him with 1, you win. 1 good hit. Timer's on around 13 seconds here. V-reversal still on deck for Tortilla Jones, right?
Oh,
Oh my god.
that is
Get the knees.
tragic.
Cracked his head open.
That was really smart play by Destructive. By both of them, I would want to say. For Tortilla Jones to be super hyper aware of that mirror, to avoid it completely, and then start to, re-seize momentum and return fire, but Destructive remaining patient, and then... Oh, man.
I think we should give Tortilla Jones at least a consolation prize for being maybe the first Rashid in Street Fighter V history to play the timer.
I was noticing
think
that too.
I think that's the first, we were almost into the single digits on the timer there, right? That's monumental.
Yeah. Big ups to for Tortilla Jones to remain that patient and to fight all
I think-
urge.
I think if he had essentially, it felt like any time it rained on defense, it pulled it, right? And that Tortilla Jones would get hit, and then he would just be on the back foot. Even if it wasn't like getting hit on wake up, getting hit the next wake up, it felt like once Destructive was on him, Destructive was still in his head enough even if it wasn't like you're gonna see a big like meaty stand medium punch counter hit crouch fierce whatever, like you still just saw control be exerted in those positions, and I feel like that type of thing there just that was rough for Tortilla Jones, right?
Yeah, man, it was pretty difficult. I would want to say that wait, what's Space Boys? Hold on, give me 1 second. I have to figure out Space Boys. Space Boy, are you in the chat? What's your what's your
It's Spaceboy FGC.
That's what it is.
Spaceboy FGC, one word.
Okay.
I for a second there I was like, I think it's I'm your Spaceboy, but I think that's his Twitter.
Yeah, that's his. Well, it's his Twitch for sure. Oh no, that's like a Spaceboy. Okay.
It's like a yeah, or I'm your Spaceboy.
Spaceboy, are you in the chat?
Like a Spaceboy?
I think
yeah,
it's Spaceboy
FGC. It's Spaceboy FGC for sure, right?
Yeah.
All right. Either that or this is some imposter that just is now going to be in the bracket because we invited him.
Oh, he's going to scrub everybody. Let's go. All right, I got to add people to my favorites because I am on my okay, so let me explain. For the last few weeks that we've run Street Fighter 5, my computer has been taking a shit. And I think it's just because like my CPU is getting old or something like that. And running it on PC, I mean, I run it on PC so that way I can subvert load times and stuff, right? To make sure that we get all of the match. Yep. We can match any potential PC players' pace and loading times. But now, I got a fancy new PlayStation 5. So I'm using it as the Street Fighter 5 streaming console, and let's it.
I made the switch from. I mean, I don't have a PS5. You know, I haven't spent enough time waiting in Best Buy waiting rooms online and poking through Walmart sites and whatever to get one. I made the switch a while ago to PC for Street Fighter. I don't remember when this was, but it was like a decent chunk of time ago. I have never looked back. For a while, I like played on PS4 still just because it's tourney standard.
Right.
So like, there is a definitive difference in feel between the two. I think
100%,
especially online.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, I agree too, because I was like, oh, let me test out this PlayStation 5. Let me see how it feels. Let me see like what the load times are like. Let me see if it feels better. I would still play it on PC. I don't know if it's me or because I took a break. I took a big Monster Hunter break, or I don't know if it's the console. But man, I was getting scrubbed online. I'm gonna blame the PlayStation 5, 100%. What's out on PlayStation 5? Demons.
I'll tell you what's not out on PlayStation 5. You don't know what's not out?
Final Fantasy 14. Oh, Monster Hunter Rise. Let's go. Easy. That's all I've been playing. That's all I've been playing for like the last week.
I'll be getting it probably this weekend.
Let's go.
I don't have my Switch right now, but I'll probably get it back tomorrow.
Wait, whoa.
And I was gonna be strong. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna wait till it comes out on PC, and probably when it comes out on PC, hopefully we'll get it with like whatever update, you know, adds like whatever additional difficulty, G rank style, whatever else. Because that's like World I double dipped on. I don't feel bad about double dipping on Monster Hunter games, but still. And it's been like what, a week, and my resolve was already tested and found lacking. I'm out here already like, yeah, I'm buying it tomorrow.
Week. I mean, yeah, man, how can you? Okay, so here's the thing, right? Yeah, I would say.
Look, I don't even know what you're gonna say first off, but I know you're right. Let me just get that out of the way.
Okay, let me say that, like, yes, Rise may feel a little bare bones. So if you're playing at a normal person's pace, you're gonna have fun. But if you're like speed running it like I am, it feels a little bare bones by comparison. All right, but we got the first content update coming out this month. Okay, it's not gonna be World quite yet, but we're gonna get there. But on the journey there, it is a fun ride, dude. It's so
you gotta understand. Somebody told me Heavy Bowgun has a counter now, and I'm just trying to go. And the first Rathalos I see, I'm gonna ruin its goddamn life.
Okay, I didn't even know that, dude. I've been using.
Yeah, it's like the silk bug for it. I think.
Yeah.
Is like some form of parry. Okay. And I was like, all right, I'm in.
That's so tight. I didn't know that. So I've been using light bowgun, and light bowgun has so much mobility. So it's got one where it can shoot the silk bug out and then like swing around at a 45-degree angle around the monster, and you're just like skidding around the side. It looks so badass. And you
just like drifting.
You're just drifting, dude. It's gun drift, and it's so tight. And then there's another one where you shoot it in the air, and then you go in a 180-degree angle arc over the monster. You could drop bombs on its head. and it's so badass, dude. Monster Hunter Rise, I don't give a damn if it doesn't come to PC. It's so sick.
No, it will. It's PC 2022.
Okay,
I think that's already confirmed.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm gonna play them both either way. Like, I'm gonna double dip because Monster Hunter is the kind of game I think also that like, even if I'm like, oh no, I gotta play back through low rank and high rank, like I'll be all right. I'll try Lance or some shit. I'll pick up a new weapon. You know.
All right. I mean, hold on. Their chat's like, why don't we just run the other match while we wait?
Destructive Lizard Man or go into we got losers. But that's next stream one is Destructive and Lizard Man.
Yeah,
which I talked about before, right? That's a like I feel like a very common repeat right now.
Yeah. If Lizard Man's here, then we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, you guys don't. Every time we gas up Monster Hunter Rise, Seth gets 1 cent directly into his pocket from, sorry, 1 fight money right into his pocket from Capcom.
Yeah,
every single
Capcom
time.
Simp on deck here. I mean, it's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem how much of a big Square Enix and Capcom simp I am, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, you are a big Square Enix simp.
They do no wrong, man.
Anytime something happens, because I'm me playing through Final Fantasy VII right now. Anytime something happens, I'm like, man, Seth's gonna love to see that I'm at this part.
Yeah.
Like anytime. Like Tifa shows up on screen and just says like, "Hey Cloud, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Dude, I bet Seth popped off when he saw this."
Dude, I still to this I follow like Final Fantasy VII like just clip Twitter's accounts that just like post moments from the game, and I like them every time. Which is like, hell yeah, that was sick, dude. So excited for Integrate. It's actually the sole reason I got a PlayStation 5. When I saw that announcement, I was like, damn it, man. Damn it.
Dude,
all right.
I
gotta do it. So really, this is just gonna be the Street Fighter 5 streaming console up until that game comes out. And also Resident Evil Village. That's also coming out next month, early next month. So I'm definitely gonna be playing that for
I'm
a
not,
while.
you know, I could just say something right here. I could just immediately be, you know, come after you the same way I would to Ham Jams if he's interested in that game. Call you guys simps, whatever else.
Dude,
but you know,
what are you talking about?